Paulmi Saha. In fact, we'll just go back to Paulmi, but he says it's unfortunate that for 20-25 years, people who've been with the Congress are having to leave the Congress. Let's go across to Himanshu now, my colleague from Aaj Tak, who's speaking.
क्या सच में कांग्रेस इतने बुरे उसमें है, दौर में है कि वो तय नहीं कर पा रही है किस राह जाना है?
देखिए, मैंने अपने प्रेस वार्ता में जैसे साफ तौर से कहा था, जिस पार्टी में मैं था ना वो पार्टी रह गई है ना वो सोच रह गई है। और अगर देश का निर्माण नेताओं का फर्ज होता है कि सेवा की भावना से आने का, अगर कोई पार्टी आम आदमी, गरीब आदमी, और जो सबसे बड़ी बात है, जब एक हमारे ओजस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो कहा था, जब केंद्र से 1 रुपया चलता है तो आम गरीब आदमी का, पडरौना के गरीब आदमी तक भी वो 1 रुपया पहुंचता है, दलाली उस पैसे की नहीं होती। आज जो गरीब, शोषित, पिछड़े, अगड़े आम जन तक जो कार्य हैं केंद्र सरकार के, वो उनके घर तक पहुंचते हैं, कोई बिचौलियों की जरूरत नहीं होती। आज उत्तर प्रदेश से मैं आता हूं, जिस तरह कानून व्यवस्था डबल इंजन सरकार ने योगी जी के नेतृत्व में कानून व्यवस्था को ठीक करने की बात की है, वो जरूरी है कि आज सारे लोग मिलकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार उत्तर प्रदेश।
आपने जो बातें आप कह रहे हैं, राहुल गांधी को क्यों नहीं समझाई इतना अच्छा, या आप कामयाब नहीं रहे?
देखिए, मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पे कुछ कहना नहीं चाहता। जो मैंने कहा, मैंने वहां की बैठकों में दोहराया है, उसको आप लोगों ने भी कई बार कवर किया है। इससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ कहना नहीं चाहता।
आप पडरौना से चुनाव लड़ेंगे?
साहब, मैंने पहले कहा, जो भी निर्देश पार्टी मुझे देगी वो मैं करूं।
कितनी सीटें उत्तर प्रदेश में आप देखते हैं?
पूरी भारतीय जनता पार्टी और सारा देश कह रहा है कि 300 से ज्यादा सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी।
जी, ये थे आरपीएन सिंह, कैमरामैन सुशील के साथ हिमांशु मिश्रा।
More reactions coming in. Let's go straight to that.
The kind of fight that the Indian National Congress is putting up all across the country, and particularly in a state like Uttar Pradesh, is a battle against the government's resources, the battle for truth. And to fight a battle as strongly pitched as this one, you have to fight it with courage, you have to fight it with a lot of dedication. I don't think this is meant for the coward, and like Priyanka ji has said, you need to be on your toes.
This young man is grounded, principled, and it is not for any opportunistic situation that he's coming to the Bharatiya Janata Party. There are certain principles he has stood for, and if that principles are being reflected in the Bharatiya Janata Party, that's coincidental. And if he comes and joins the good idea of Sabke Saath, Sabka Vikas, I think that's a very interesting process that is going to set a principle in Indian politics.
Stressing news as far as the Congress is concerned. We also don't forget that, there are impact of, the perception can go not just in Uttar Pradesh, but it can go to the other states where the Congress is in a tough battle as well. So I do believe that while RPN may not have been the kind of active politician that he was during the UPA days, the fact remains that when you have been an elected MP, you have very core, loyal supporters who will vote for you. And let's face it, many of the people who lost from the Congress lost not because they were unpopular, it's because the party was getting a lot of negative flack. So I do believe that this is a shot in the arm for the BJP, even if it's more optics and atmospherics and may not have any significant impact during the election. For the Congress, one could have said that they can ill afford this kind of a lapse happening at this point of time.
प्रभारी हमारे यहाँ लगातार जो हर प्रभारी 3 वर्ष के लिए होते हैं, कोई 4 वर्ष के लिए हो जाता है, तो प्रभारी जी के जाने का फर्क झारखंड पे कोई ऐसा पड़ने वाले की जो बात कही जा रही है उसमें कहीं कोई दम नहीं है। यहाँ सब लोग कांग्रेस पार्टी से लोग जुड़े होते हैं, किसी व्यक्ति विशेष से जुड़े हुए नहीं होते हैं। इसलिए उन्होंने जो निर्णय लिया है, उन्होंने कुछ सोच समझ करके निर्णय लिया होगा और वो व्यक्तिगत उनका निर्णय है, लेकिन हम समझते हैं कि उन्होंने फैसला जो लिया है वो गलत फैसला लिया है और ये उनके मिजाज से मिलता हुआ जुलता फैसला नहीं है।
Paulmi Saha is getting us more details on that big story. Paulmi, this is a big jolt to the Congress party. It's UP elections. RPN Singh has his roots in the state of UP. He's been a sitting MLA from Padrauna. But the biggest concern here is that, again, this is somebody who is part of the inner circle of the Gandhi siblings, essentially. He's been extremely close to Rahul Gandhi. He is to be seen as Team Rahul Gandhi, a member of Team Rahul Gandhi, isn't it?
That's right, Sneha, it is quite important to see that, this is, of course, a sort of exodus of the Young Turks from the Congress party, given that this is not the first as far as exoduses are concerned in terms of those leaving the Congress ship are concerned from for the Bharatiya Janata Party. You did see Jyotiraditya Scindia present over there at that joining with RPN Singh. It was quite a moment over there in terms of a photograph as Jyotiraditya Scindia handed over that bouquet to RPN Singh. He, of course, just a couple of years ago had joined the Bharatiya Janata Party, having come from the Congress, and had sparked this exodus, so to say. Jitin Prasad followed him, and then, of course, there were many other leaders who quit the Congress to join the Bharatiya Janata Party and other parties. For instance, Sushmita Dev left the Congress to join the Trinamool Congress. Priyanka Chaturvedi left the Congress to join the Shiv Sena. Lalitesh Tripathi went to the TMC, and there are others as well. So now RPN Singh, one of those, again, who's leaving the Congress for, of course, the Bharatiya Janata Party. It remains to be seen how, of course, the Congress can put its house in order. They can dismiss it as someone who did not, contribute much in the past decade electorally for the party, wasn't of much electoral significance or value, and hence there's nothing much to fret about. But the fact is, the team is being broken. The team which basically had catapulted the Congress in the UPA 2 era of 2009-2014. These were the leaders who emerged. There are, of course, those who are still, sticking with the Congress, but of course, quite openly sometimes expressing their disgruntlement, like Milind Deora, like Sachin Pilot, who virtually destabilized the Ashok Gehlot government in Rajasthan just a couple of years ago. So clearly, there's a lot of sense of grudge, a sense of discontentment within the Congress party, and especially in the young ranks, which was supposed to take the party into the future and in fact build a challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party. If they, over the past 7.5, 8 years, since of course the BJP came to power in 2014, if they're feeling disillusioned enough in order to leave the Congress to go to other political parties where they do believe that they are putting up a fight. Some, like Sushmita Dev, for instance, goes to a TMC and says that she believes that at least the TMC is fighting against the Bharatiya Janata Party. She has not gone to a party which is diametrically opposite ideologically, as was said in the case of Mr. RPN Singh earlier today by Supriya Srinath, but she's gone to the TMC because she believes that the TMC has the stomach for a fight against the BJP. So clearly what is happening within the Congress is that the leaders are feeling disillusioned. They're feeling that, of course, individually there's not much of a political career that they have in the Congress. There's not much growth involved as far as their, continuance within the party is concerned. And then, of course, you've seen the internal factionalism. You've seen the G23 leaders, openly and vocally and publicly make their disgruntlement known to everyone. So the House needs to be put in order if the Congress is to stop and stem this exodus.